I figured we would actually do a death battle. I like these. These are fun little things I like to pull into the side. I know, like quantum physics all the time and chase around Carl Sagan all the damn time, right? That's fucking Goomba.
And the Koopa, that stupid turtle who always gets himself killed. Every video game has its share of basic, endless common enemies.
They had to start somewhere. They didn't just come out adult. They started.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick, and it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills
One
to find
turns
out
into
who
Bowser,
would win
the other one turns into a giant dick.
The Goombas used to be steadfast allies of the Mushroom Kingdom. After years of oppression due to their low intelligence and short stature, they betrayed their own mushroom brethren and became the backbone of Bowser's vast army.
Oh, how do you do it? Well, we do have strength. There's common aspects. In lieu of having Paris Island, because it would be soft training, special forces guy, we're all going to take that for the most of us if we're not. And some of us that are Rex. Right? Be real. Be real with this gravity number when we come talk about it. Like, this is the brief before I gotta take this militia out there and take the field. Anybody with a good idea in the NVGs, come on, please, speak up. Big time. And inside here, you know, that's our standard dimensional analysis. That tells us size 9, about the average thing. And yeah, you get into some bigger guys, they have problems, so you have to adjust more accordingly to them. Is it always? Not always. Especially when you have nothing to control against. But when I have a control, it's going to give me the best of indexes for that number. Before we get into special relativity, which is not general relativity. Einstein started with special relativity. It's a Goomba, not an electron or hydrogen, or any form of the spectrum that is most commonly based into that form when I'm doing, well, this is a number of a Goomba, this is a number of a Goomba in ultraviolet, this is a number of a Goomba moving. And it would back down from gamma because, well, radio wave would be the fastest, but gamma is also a rapidly decaying part of it, so it's like a circle with spike on it. That spike is the black body problem. At any rate, they pull off some numbers in here where if I can do this into the mill, off of resumes, let's say, the end result would be a nuke. Kilotons on the Torino. And well, again, have one that covers small business, patented, well, it would be. An X is a patent. A patent is a resume. A resume is a business design. It's a part of a business. That's a particle. And a particle is part of a compound, right? And a nucleus has particles that make it up. A stone mill has particles that make it up. So those are all photons. Those are all golden ratios. We figured out, oh, this is not when the building's on fire. That is a particle, but that's not the good type of, that is not the right-hand rule of what particles are. And we gotta stick with 42 here, guys.
Yeah, you're right. They're bitches.
Well, we're gonna just quit kicking Sherpa. Shade, drink coffee. Pour coffee over your eat razor blade. At any rate, get motivated. Inside here, you know, to find these numbers, like I'm saying, you know, and it's like, oh, so that's the thing. It's like, well, yeah, add me up. Let's talk about the sheer pressure that is my resume in stone. How much stone did I move? Now, you may not have that number because you'll have to get it other ways. But once you do, you'll start to see bi-weekly. You just do it by average and start dimensional analysis. Let's say 2 or 3 guys, we range between 12 and 15, 16 pallets a day, packs a day, regardless of the bullshit that comes at it. Now let's factor off the average on those prices. And if in my crew we get 13, but for the same month or the same week, you've only gotten, or maybe that we could actually say the death battle on this by gravity, mind you, statistical analysis in the courtroom, Your Honor. I just want to be sure that we are clear about what that is and whether it is worth us to go through with the trajectory on that function or not, because of how speculative motion and position. It'd be Heisenberg inside here. It's going to get in the Carl Sagan universe loaf of us determining whether this end result is really what will happen with this bid, this fix on the saw, this guy going to jail or being on probation or whatever comes back up into it, because they would be trajectories. The goal on the program says probation or the death sentence clearly inside here nowadays, right? Fuck cares. But seriously, they go, cut it off, don't cut it off, kill him, don't fucking kill him. You know, relatively, when you add somebody else's numbers who may not be getting into it, there's been a few incidents nowadays where you'll see something to the effect of, you know, it's like the parties, they really don't know, and nobody's got any math on the system, and they don't see any, which is the biggest problem. Show me you're right. I'll agree with you, but you'll still have a fundamental flaw in your program that somebody's just want to throw money at you because it's a party thing instead of any sensible information on it, and why you couldn't share that between me and you. It's a dead damn giveaway across the board about who's going to be bigger and better when I bring up that number, use it on the board, and find success, and you don't. It's Goku versus Jiren, brother. I'm going to totally smoke you. I'm going to run you down and pick you apart like Bernoulli. Well, I hate to be this way to some guys, and like I said, it's new. You'll see me in the Star Mill doing the videos, and I'll talk about the guys. You know, remember, I'm doing that for here. When those guys are actually in charge of the operation, in charge down there, it's like a rookie come over to me and tell me, hey, Jordan, could you do those things? I blink, I beep, I look at the function, I evaluate the mini-max of the open AI software of the presentation. Because as an AI bot, what would I do? Well, it's not just cants all the time. There's special ways to do kind of cants. And you know those numbers. Well, that's AI. That's what we do, y f over x. Obviously, the computer does x because it's right-hand rule. But what we're doing, sensor beeper, machine made out of metal like we are when we hit a piece of metal with our knee, a tire hitch and keep rolling, is a bit autonomous, open out AI software about thinking about the day, thinking about other things that compound into the overall matrix that GPT might not get, and neither would Red, Terracotta Army stuff. And so you get into that, it's like, well, how did, no offense, guys, this is an old hat, been doing this for a while. I take it up with Salty, is who I take it up with. But when you look at this and you say to yourself, how did he get to know this without a master? And why is it still a valuable piece of material on the table comparatively in lieu of situations that would give guys resume? Either give them the reason to go because it would be acceptable, or show them why it's a safe place to stay and benefit on the momentum of that situation because it would be a free radiant like a job or doing wood or stone or just anything else as a broom closet, paper copy, a little bit of OT, give me a couple of pages for, $20 a page. You write a page out at night, takes you 2 hours. I gave you $10 an hour to hammer one out because that's the average on dimensional analysis. Ultra Instinct.